Hello guys, here we have some new equipment for my mining setup. Over here we have a C14 E-splitter power cable, and over here we have two new processors from Intel. It's Xeon processor version E52680V3. These are of course both used, but these will go in a rig that will mine proof of useful work. And in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit more about what proof of useful work is, why this could be interesting to mine, and also we're going to talk about how to set up your mining strategy, what to consider when you want to start mining, if you're new to mining or experienced miner, if you have a short time plan or a long time plan. Anyway, we're going to talk about this in today's video, so let's jump right into it. Alright guys, now I'm back at my workstation. As I told you, in today's video we're going to talk about proof of useful work and what it is and how you can benefit from it. In addition to this, I'm also going to talk to you about how you should set up your mining strategy. I got a request from a user on YouTube who asked me to do a video about this, and I thought that was a good idea. I have actually been touching this topic earlier, but in today's video I want to go a little bit deeper into it, and in the end I will also reveal what I plan to do further on. My last video I was also talking about my mining strategy, but as for all strategies you have to adjust if things change. So I have done some adjustment to my mining strategy based on how the market is going, and in the end of today's video I will talk more about what changes I have decided to do and why I have decided to do these changes. But first thing first, let's jump into what proof of useful work is and why Flux is leading in this area. So, what is proof of useful work? If you make a quick Google search, it explains that proof of useful work is to be a novel blockchain consensus protocol used to improve efficiency and security of blockchain. Classical Bitcoin mining is a wasteful and resource-intensive process, as its proof of work protocol resembles a lottery and the underlying computational work is not useful otherwise. And here is where Flux and the team behind Flux plays a major part. The Flux team aimed to be the first blockchain to successfully implement proof of useful work to secure the Flux network. Instead of solving randomized algorithms, Flux GPU mining will be directed at solving real-world problems through distributed computing such as machine learning, deep fake detection and rendering, and much more. The innovation will make Flux the first eco-friendly blockchain, while at the same time vastly bolstering the computational network resources of the Flux ecosystem. In other words, this means that your computing power, example both the CPU and the GPU, will be available for anyone who needs your computing power to solve a task. When the task is completed, you will be paid in Flux that corresponds to the job completed thanks to the use of your computing power. I have always loved Flux and what they bring to the table, and now Flux aims to be to set another major innovation in the blockchain technology. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum and also other proof of work blockchains have come under fire for being harsh on the environment. Even the UN has concerns about the environmental implications of proof of work blockchains, and they are seeking solutions as they also view the blockchain technology as a potential driver for sustainable development. The concept of proof of useful work has been explored by several academics, and many theoretical implementations have been suggested. However, we have yet to see it successfully be implemented in a real blockchain. Now, Flux aims to change this, and I believe Flux can get this successfully done, and even though there has not been launched any date for when proof of useful work will be available for miners on the Flux network, the question is not if, but when it will be launched. So the next question we have to ask is, what hardware do we need to could be a part of proof of useful work? Before we continue and talk about what hardware we need, I recommend you guys to check out the Flux light paper, and also this article from TSN Crypto about the evolution of blockchain, Flux's proof of useful work. This article here, I will the links will be in the description below, so check them out, read up, and see what the information. Now let's talk about the hardware. So where is the best place to find what hardware we need? Well, that's in the light paper of proof of useful work from Flux. If you scroll down here, you have several contents sections. But we are going to go to utilization, and here we can see that to utilize, the hosts download and install a management software, then list their machines, configure them, and pre-configure for any default jobs. When configuring the management software for proof of useful work, hosts can specify how and when they want their resources to be shared on the network. They can either leave it on proof of useful work full time while securing the network when not assigned to a task, be on standby and switched on only when a task is available, or be put on standby and wait for a task at defined schedule. Now, most components can contribute to proof of useful work in some capacity, but the ability to run specific use cases will be restricted to a defined list of hardware that meets the minimum requirements for hosting and running these services as their lowest settings. These requirements will serve as the foundation for the current iteration, but they are subject to modification to define the minimum requirements while ensuring computational quality. So here we have some requirement for Intel processor. It's require Pentium 4, Core i3, i5, and i7, and Xeon processors. And for AMD, it's recommended Bulldozer generation and up, including Zen. For GPUs, they have the following components recommended: the RTX 20 series, Titan RTX, GeForce RTX, GTX 16 series, Pascal GTX 10 series, GTX the Maxwell Kepler. You see what types of are here. GTX Titan Quadro GPUs, Volta GPU. As at the time of writing, AMD and Intel GPUs support no guarantee for this usability for all use cases. Now this is important to keep in mind, because if you buy some AMDs and you want to put this on, maybe it won't work, so keep that in mind. Go for NVIDIA as far as this light paper tell you, so go for NVIDIA cards, and here is the list of recommended components from NVIDIA that you can use. Now, I couldn't find very specific informations on the light paper, so I did some Google and I used this article. So on motherboard, choose a motherboard that supports PCIe generation 3.0 with at least X8 electrical lanes. Now these are the PCIe lanes. It's recommended to use X16 lanes instead of those short ones with X8 lanes. This will ensure efficient data transfer and enhanced performance. Now CPU, you should choose a CPU that supports visualization. Is essential. As a guideline, select a CPU that offers a minimum of 4 threads for each GPU on the motherboard. This will ensure optional operation and workload distribution. That means if you want to have 2 GPUs on, you need 8 threads. If you want to have 3 GPUs on, you need 12 threads. So for the RAM, the minimum RAM requirement should be equivalent to the total VRAM available on the GPUs, plus an additional 25%. This means if your if your GPU has 8 gig of RAM, you need to add 25%. Then you need 10 ordinary RAM for those 8 gigabyte on your GPU. So it's just to add 25% to the amount of VRAM on your GPU. And as it said, it's recommended to have RAM that is 4 times the amount of VRAM. So, as you can see, now the GPU, the choice of GPU will largely depend on the specific workload requirements of your system. VRAM size is key, but speed is also to be considered. A combination of storage options is recommended. An NVMe drive as the primary storage will provide fast access and processing times. Additionally, an HDD can serve as a secondary storage, offering larger space for data that isn't frequently accessed or doesn't require high-speed access. Again, the exact storage requirements will depend on your specific work loadout. Now let's check out what I plan to set up. Now, as I showed you in the beginning of my video, I already acquired 2 E5-2680V3 processors from Intel, the Xeon series. These are a processor with 12 cores and 24 threads. Now, if you look back here, I plan to have, if you look at the motherboard, I have place for 3 GPUs. And if you look at the description here, you need 4 threads for each GPU, and these processors have 24 threads. So I'm planning to have 3 GPUs. And the GPUs I plan for is either the RTX 3070 series, this will be 3070 Ti, or the 3080 series, 3080 Ti. 3 of each that I will put to work on this motherboard. Also, I planned for the heavy duty fast transaction speed and everything, not transaction but fast speed. I plan to use the Seagate's FireCuda 540 Generation 5 SSD with 1 terabyte. And in addition to this, I will use a normal 6 terabyte or 5 terabyte or 2 terabyte ordinary HDD drive. I don't see why I would use higher than 6. I have some available so that I can use the storage, so I will see, because I have some NAS servers and not all of them are in use, so I can take one of the NAS, the drivers in the NAS servers, and use it. And those are, each of them are on 6 terabytes, so that will be useful. And I have to learn more, read up more about this proof of useful work, how to set up, how to get started, and everything. But and also I have to acquire everything. I have to acquire this motherboard, I have to acquire this FireCuda hard drive, I have to acquire the RTX cards. I have 3 3070 Ti cards in one of my rigs, but I don't want to take them from there because they are doing a great job where they are. So I will probably need to acquire 3 more extra. We will see. Everything depends on what happens further on, but I'm not planning to take those out of one of my mining cases, so I will let them utilize how they are doing today. So for that, now let's go a little bit back and talk about mining strategy. What's your mining strategy, what you should be thinking about, and how you should be planning your future mining. Now, when it comes to setting up your mining strategy, you need to find out 2 important things. Are you in for the long run or are you in for the short run? With short run, it means that you're looking for profits every day, and you're not looking to hold coins, but to exchange them and take out some profits based on your hash power and profitability per day, etc. If you're in for long term, you might not be so much interested in profit per day at this moment in a bear market, because we are in a bear market. You are most likely mining for a long term to hold for the next bull run. And I talked about this earlier. The next bull run will happen after the next Bitcoin halving, and the next Bitcoin halving will happen around April next year. And between that halving and up to let's say 4 to 8 months after the Bitcoin halving, historical statistics tells us that we will have another bull run, a new all-time high for most of the serious coins out there. So these two things you have to find out, short term or long term. The next thing is your power bill. How much power can you acquire to your rigs, and how much power can you pay out of pocket? If you're looking for to use your profitability to pay your power bills, you most likely end up with a very small or in zero when it comes to profitability. Most likely, everything depends on your power bill. But if you can afford to pay out of pocket from your salary or other types of income, you will of course gain something. My advice is to mine and hold. It will gain you in the long run rather than in the short run. Because of course you have heard about stories where people make a lot of money based on some gambling and etc. on the crypto universe, but your chances to hit that jackpot is very, very, very low. You shouldn't even think about it. And as they always say, don't invest more than you can lose. This is an important rule, because you want to take care of the basics, your family or your home, the daily payments that need to be done, and everything around this subject you have to take care of. So don't let the mining and the mining strategy get to your head, because you can be addicted when it comes to mining. You can be very, very much addicted to crypto and the possibility to what crypto can offer you. It's huge. Crypto and decentralized finance and blockchain technology is huge. That's why I'm into it. But I don't lose my head, so don't lose your head. And always have an exit strategy. Your exit strategy should be, if you see it, okay, these months going to be expensive because of the power bills, then turn off the rigs. Don't still keep mining, because you will end up as a loser if the power bill goes to the roof. That's one of the things with mining, is that it's very, very it consumes a lot of power. So now, when you find out what you are in for, the long term or the short term, then you have to find out what components and hardware you want to invest in. Most of the miners out there are GPU miners. Those who buy ASICs miners or have a lot of ASICs miners already had money from before. That's why you shouldn't give it too much attention. But some ASICs should be interesting to have, and I will explain it earlier on and you will understand when I speak about my new mining strategy. Now ASICs is fine and GPUs are also fine, but CPU mining is also very nice. You have several projects out there that you can mine with CPU that is ASIC resistant, like Raptorium. Also GPU resistant. So CPU is a very nice. I love CPU mining. One thing I will never give up is the continuous growing of my CPU farm. I don't have a lot. I have I have actually 6 3900X CPUs, and I have one 5950X CPU, both from AMD. I have some Intel CPU, but I don't buy Intel CPUs. These was some CPUs that I have from before, and I don't mine with I don't utilize CPU mining with Intel CPUs because they have a lower L3 cache than AMD. That's why AMD processor, the Ryzen 9 series, are 10 times better than the Intel processors because of they have a higher L3 cache. And so if you're looking to get into CPU mining, check out my earlier videos, especially the one with 3900X, because in my opinion the 3900X CPU processor from AMD is the most cost efficient CPU you can get on the market. So keep that in mind. So now let's talk about let's continue to talk about the strategy. Now, since I already have talked to you guys about what things you have to consider, your power bills, the cost of equipment, what you can pay out of pockets, etc. You have the most important things is to have an exit strategy. When you can turn off your rigs, or you can sell off your rigs if you don't see anything that will be profitable for you. Sell it out or announce it early, and then negotiate a good selling, not selling but a sale. Now I'm going to talk to you about my strategy and why I've changed my strategy. Since the Ethereum merge, up until the Ethereum merge, I was mining Monero, Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. I had some nice 1050 Ti cards that I mined Ethereum Classic with. And also I had some heavy duty cards for Ethereum Classic, and I had some CPUs. I had 3 or 4 CPUs that was mining Monero. But when the Ethereum merge happened, everything collapsed. Ergo, Flux, Ravencoin, Ethereum Classic, you name it. Everything just collapsed, and everyone went on all of the other coins like Ravencoin and Ethereum Classic. Not Monero though, because Monero is just CPU mineable. But the difficulty spiked on all the other proof of work coins. So what I did, I mined different types of coin. I mined UBQ, I mined Ravencoin, I mined some Flux, Ergo, I also mined what is called I don't remember. I can't remember it now. But I tested out several proof of coins, proof of work coins, and I mined a lot. But everything was on them, and especially Ravencoin and Ethereum Classic. The difficulty just spiked. The block reward just spiked. It was hard to get anything from anyone. But that's because everyone was into Ethereum Classic. No, Ethereum. And then everyone jumped out. So I started to invest more and more in CPU mining. with the Ryzen 9 3900X series and the 3900, no, the 5950X series. And I will still, as I told you earlier, I will still buy up on the 3900X series. And and after a while, I also mine Neoxa. I started to mine Nexa and Kaspa. So my holdings are very good. It's not bad, but I don't use my holdings. I keep it. I pay out of pocket both power and everything when it comes to equipments. Everything I pay out of pocket. I don't use my crypto to pay out for equipment, because I want to hold my crypto for the long run, and I see the potential in the next bull run, and then I most probably will exchange it. But until then, I'm not going to touch my. It's like my pension saving. I'm not going to touch it. But as times goes on, I see that there are some basic coins. We can't mine Ethereum anymore. You can mine something else and get paid in Ethereum. The same with Bitcoin when you're a GPU or CPU miner. But if you don't have an ASIC miner, you won't be able to get anything directly from the algorithm that supports Bitcoin, for an example. But I'm not going to jump into Bitcoin. I'm going to buy. Actually, I have acquired some S9 ASIC miners from Bitmain. I got 3 of these for $90 per item, and everything has been changed, and they are selling these ones out for a very cheap price now. So I get 3 of these, and one of them will solo mine Bitcoin just to give it a shot. I don't know if it will hit or not, but I will give it a shot and it will stay up and running. The other 2 will mine Bitcoin generally. And then I will acquire the Bitmain Antminer E9 Pro. And if you scroll down, it makes 3.68 gigahertz on the ETH algorithm, or ETHC algorithm. That means UBQ, Expanse, Ethereum Classic, Etho, all the other. Most likely I will run it on Ethereum Classic, or I will run it on NiceHash for profit switching, and run it on and get paid in Bitcoin. We'll see. This is the second. This is the first original, not used Antminer I will buy. The second one is the Bitmain S19J Pro Plus with 122 terahash. At current price, it's around $1,554. And this will mine Bitcoin. And I will also acquire the iServer CAS KS0 and some Apollo X1. Sorry, I'm so tired. I'm sorry. But first of all, I will acquire this one for Ethereum Classic, and then I will acquire this one. I will acquire this before this one, of course. And I know that more and more hash rates, when they arrive on the network, the difficulty will spike and the profitability will go down. But for this price, I will buy it at I can't afford the bigger ones, and I don't have power for the bigger ones. But as long as I can get as much Caspa as needed for the next building, because remember, this one just uses 65 watts. So I can have this running all day long, 24/7 and 365 days. It doesn't bother me. So if the difficulty spikes and the reward goes down, okay, but it's more than what my GPUs can do. Therefore, at the moment, I'm selling off. I will mine Bitcoin, I will mine Ethereum Classic, and I will mine Caspa. My CPUs will mine Riptorium. And these are those 4 coins that I've changed to. I have Nexa. I have one rig that's also mining Nexa, so it's 5 different coins. And I earned around 6 million Nexa a month. But it doesn't utilize too much power. I can pay for it. And when the most when the time comes where I have to pay more for my power, I just shut off the most most of the rigs, even if it's ASICs miner or GPU miners or CPU miners for that case. But I will never shut off my CPU because I can afford. At least last year I could afford it, so we will see. But I will never shut them down because they use a lot of. They don't use very much power. All the other rigs and setups use a lot of power. If I have a total of 65 graphics cards at the moment, and if I utilize all of them, including my CPU farm, I will be using 12.8 kilowatt hour per hour, not per day or month, but per hour. And the bill with that consumption in December, January, February, it can make you to sell your house. But I also have to invest in something else because I need to get the temperature down for those 2 rigs that are running. Now I moved all my 3060s, 3070 Ti, 3060 Ti's into one rig, and I moved all of my 1080 Ti, 3060 and 1080s in another rig. And I will... Oh, sorry, I'm very tired. And I have 3 more 1080 Ti that I'm going to take some service on, and when they are finished, I have to change some fan, blow it clean and everything, and when that job is done, they will be put on. So we have 3 another one. So, but what I'm selling is some earlier 1070 Ti's, 1050 Ti's, some AMD cards. I think it's 16 AMD cards, etc. From 4 gigabytes to 8 gigabytes. My point is that I don't need them, and I don't. I need to use my power in a different way. And as I told you, the S9, 3 of them will mine. 2 of them will mine on a spool, but 1 will solo mine. You never know. Maybe I hit the block. You never know. And the thing for all of my plans here is that when the power is getting high, I can turn off my power. And it's just for 3 months. That's my exit strategy. I can turn them off. But I'm not going to sell, because I can pay out of pocket. I have an app where I follow my consumption from day to day, from hour to hour. So I'm not going to sell anything, but I'm going to be aware. I have measurements if it reaches to big higher levels, and I always check every day. No, not every day. Every week, I check how much power has been consumed the latest day. So if I know a period comes up with high amount of cost because of power, I know. Okay, I shut it out. I shut it down for that period. I always follow up. So I always are regulating my own usage of my mining rigs regarding my power bill, because I'm not going to pay a power bill higher than $400. If I do so, I have to use my rigs or the rewards I get from my rigs to pay for my power bills. So then, if I have to do that, then I'm back at zero. I'm not interested in being back at zero. So I control everything. I follow up and control everything. And these also, you need to, if you need to use most of the money that you earn from crypto to pay your power bills, then you have done something wrong. You have to change it. You have to mine. At least this is my advice. If you want to earn something on an expo run, you have to mine so much or so less that you can pay out of your own pocket. That's the most important thing. If you can't pay out of your pocket, or you can't build your mining rig, look into investment. Look into how you can invest in different projects and different algorithms and different crypto coins. So now that's my next chapter of this video, and the last chapter. If you can't afford for mining equipment, how can you gain money on crypto? Let's check it out. Alright guys, now we're going to look into how you can buy yourself up within the crypto industry. If you don't have a suitable place to have mining equipment, if your power bill is too high, or it's not profitable, or it's not good enough for you to mine for your own, you can buy yourself up. You can buy these different coins and through different exchanges. Now I'm going to take you through a small tutorial. I'm not going to show you how to do it, but I'm going to show you which tutorial you should trust in. Now, first of all, let's search up a coin that is not very profitable, or it's not very listed in very many places. And let's go for PPP POW. Let's see if it's listed. No, it was not listed. PP POW, maybe it's that's the word. PP POW. I think it's PP POW. Let's check out on CoinMarketCap. Yes, it's listed here. Now you have both of these, CoinGecko and you have CoinMarketCap. Both of these are huge tracking data websites. Now if you go down here, you can see the price of PPP POW, that is very low. And if you hit markets, you can see it's just listed on one exchange, and it's TixBit. My experience with TixBit, it's that it takes huge amount of fee when you send and receive different tokens or tokenomics on their services. So if we can close CoinGecko, because you're going to my point to have both of them is just to show you that these are the two biggest crypto listing websites. It's not exchanges, it's just show you. It's like on a when you go to Wall Street to check on different stocks, they have what they have listed. This is an overview of what coins that are available on their listings. These are not an exchange. The exchanges is a different type of category. So if let's search up Nexa. It's a useful coin. I like the idea behind Nexa and what they're trying to achieve. So let's go to markets, and here we have some more listings. And you can see a pair, you can see the exchange, the pair, and confidence. And you see here, if you want MEXC, they exchange Nexa to USDT, Coinex does it, TixPic does it, SafeTrade does it, and then you have TixPic to Nexa to USD and Euro, and then you have SafeTrade from Nexa to Litecoin, LTC. Now MEXC and Coinex are very good exchanges with low fees and fast transaction speeds. TixBit, SafeTrade, I don't recommend them. Now let's search up Kaspa. And let's hit markets again here. And now you can see KuCoin, Gate.io, MEXC, Coinex are listed. KuCoin is good, Gate.io is good, MEXC is good, Coinex is good. XT can be used, but I don't trust BitJet, LBank, TixBit, DigiFinex or Tapbit. I would stick to KuCoin, Gate.io or Coinex. Coinex have a very nice interface. I haven't used KuCoin so much, but the Coinex interface is very nice. Now search up another coin that I believe in, Raptorium. Let's see which exchanges they have. And we hit markets. You see here, Coinex, it goes from RTM to USDT. It goes to RTM to BTC. And on third place, TixBit. I'm not going to utilize TixBit, Dextrade, South Exchange, Gravix, or anyone. I'm going to stick on Coinex in this for this option. Now, if you search Bitcoin, you will get the biggest exchanges of them all. And those are Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, Kraken, etc. But what you need to keep in mind is that if you're an United States resident, you live in the US, you need to identify yourself before you can use any of these exchanges. You don't need to do that if you're if you live outside the US, but as far as I know, they need your personal information to trade here. That's just a tip. And if you go on the second page, you can see the different exchanges or the pairs. There's Binance, Kraken, Binance, Coinbase, Bitstamp, Binance. I think it's follow way down. We can hit this button and we can put it to 100, and you can see the name Binance comes a lot. So Binance is, if I'm not wrong, is the biggest exchange in the world. And it will be interesting to see how things play out in the future when XRP just won most of their case against SEC. So we'll see. Appeal will probably come, but it's a huge gain for the cryptocurrency that XRP have won. It's a huge loss for government. It just shows that sometimes the system works. It's independent, doesn't care about the SEC, it cares about what has been sued for, or what XRP has been sued for by SEC. Now my point is that the most important thing is to keep your coins safe. You have different types of software wallets or app wallets or web-based wallets, like Cellcore or like Utoplo and etc. But if you want to have hardware wallet, I recommend Tangem. Tangem hardware wallet is one of the most secure wallets in the world, and is also Swiss based, even though the components are constructed in China. but everything the web-based technology is from Switzerland, and they also provide you with a record 25-year plus replacement warranty. The card you get looks like a bank card and will easily fit into your card holder. All you need is to manage your assets in NFC enabled phone. The setup will take only 3 minutes, after which you can make instant transactions. One of the most high standards of the chip security, EAL6 Plus, is used on this technology. Maximum resistance to dust, water and temperature, extremes from 25 minus to 50 plus degrees, IP68, and at last no points of vulnerability for failure phone elements like batteries, cables, etc. Now if you use the code down in the description, you will get 10% off when ordering your Tangem hardware wallet. Use code 5UEZ97 and you get 10% discount when buying a new Tangem hardware wallet. Now, this is what I have for you today, and this is one of my latest videos. No, this is my first video since my last video. I think my last video was on 13 days ago. Don't forget to use my webpage. Here you find useful calculators. You can find out to reward your 24-hour income based on different different settings, values actually. You can also use the hash rate calculator. I have a break-even calculator. You have a currency converter here, and you have some already implemented hash rate values for different types of AMD CPUs. If you hit market stats, you get the latest cryptocurrency tree map, you get the value of the GPU and ASIC mineable coins, CPU mineable coins, you get a top Bitcoin exchange list, and also you get a small roller band here down here for unmineable coins. And in addition to this, you can go to archives and you can find earlier articles what have been posted. You can hit the YouTube button to get to my YouTube channel, or my Dropbox link to get to my official Dropbox account, where I will put out useful spreadsheets, articles, or anything useful for when it comes to us miners. Now remember, it's very important, and if you want to get in contact with me, you can fill out this form, your name, your email, and give me a message, and I will reply back to you. Anyway, I'm very thankful for I have all of you followers. I'm very grateful for what's crypto and the journey we have together to a decentralized and crypto and industry world, especially for Web3. Now, time will just tell how successfully the crypto industry will be. But always keep in mind, take care of yourself, have a mining strategy that is adjusted for your life and your family's life. Don't put ego and don't go moron on and invest in things that you don't know anything about. And read up. Just take your extra time to read about the different projects, why you should believe in them, what do they solve. The two big main projects today is actually Kaspa and Nexa. They solve the Bitcoin trilemma. None else solve it. When it comes to new solutions, Flux is a huge great investment. It might gain the same as the last all-time high because they are so established now. But they have the potential. Just time will tell. And we all know that when Bitcoin rises, most of the other serious coins rises. And stay out. If you get an offer that sounds too good to be true, then it's often too good to be true. And with that said, I hope you liked this video. don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and don't forget to hit that like thumb up button. And I see you next time. Have a nice day.